be going to Agodi Gardens. We're going there to have a nice time. So we actually saw nice reviews, nice ratings on the internet. So we're going to believe that when we do visit there, those reviews and all the things we see online are going to meet our expectations. Yes, so basically. This is how I traveled from Lagos to Ibadan by train and came back the same day. And here is everything you should know before booking. First, let's talk about the ticket prices. They have about 3 categories of tickets. The first one is the first class, which cost about 13,000 naira. The second one is the business class, which cost about 6,500 naira. And the third one is the standard class, which cost about 3,600 naira. We booked standard class for 3,600 naira and it was still very comfortable. So we had wanted to book first class or business class, but by the time we're going to book, it was fully booked. Then we had to go for the lowest option. We booked online 2 days before the trip. Even if you have an e-ticket, you must show it before entering the terminal. They will check it. My husband and I didn't print ours. We showed it on our phones and it was accepted.
I've heard a lot about the train. That is nice. It has AC. It has this one. They also give free food. But I don't know if it's true.
I don't know about that. Some people came with printed copies. I think I saw that, but it is not compulsory. As long as it is accessible on your device, then that is perfectly okay. It will be accepted. So the check-in was very, very smooth. There was no crowd rushing at all. I don't know if that is the norm for every season, but we traveled around December period. That was late December, and there was no crowd rushing at all. In fact, the check-in was pretty smooth, and there was no pushing. It was very, very organized, right? We arrived about 15 minutes before departure, and boarding was straightforward. There was one thing I was worried about before leaving, and that is if they would keep to time, right? And they actually surprised me, right? So the train was scheduled to leave about 7:40-ish in the morning, and exactly that time, the train moved. They did not even spend a minute waiting for any other person. The train departed immediately. You might be wondering, is it safe to actually travel this long distance, especially by train to another state, right? So there's something I noticed while boarding the train. There were visible security personnel at the stations, including soldiers. I'm not sure if they were on board with the driver. I'm not sure, but their presence at the station made the environment feel very secure.
So where are we heading to?
We are currently at approaching Monia, the last bus stop via the train, and after that we will be going to Agodi Garden. So the journey lasted for about 2 hours and 36 minutes, yes, which I think was actually very fast. But I noticed that there were some stops at different stations just to drop off some people. I think the stop started at Abeokuta. That was where the train started stopping to drop off. And talk about the comforts. How was the train? Was it clean? The train was very, very clean and in good condition, which actually wowed me because I don't know how long it has been in existence. This is my first time boarding the train. This is my first time boarding any train whatsoever in Nigeria. This is my first experience boarding a train. You can tell it is being maintained. The seats were comfortable. The environment felt organized. And one thing though, the morning trip was very cold. So we were warned prior to boarding the train that the train, are usually very cold. So we actually came prepared. We went along with a jacket. So if you're planning to go, try to go along with a jacket because it is very cold. That's in the morning. When we were coming back, the evening return trip wasn't as cold. So in terms of food, they sell food on board, tantalizers and to the parts. So what was sold was jollof rice with chicken, and it was about 3,000 plus, right? They also had meat pies, they had sausages, they had waters and drink. so you won't go hungry anyways. So if you can decide to buy food on board, or you can decide to just go along with your food, whichever works for you. So overall, it was affordable. Yeah, it was clean, it was organized, it was punctual, and it actually felt safe. So compared to road travel, you avoid traffic stress. You know, there's no traffic stress, no bumpy roads, no bad roads, and the general chaos that sometimes come with the highway travel. So and you get to enjoy nice views of different cities, of different environments, of even places that were like bushes, the forest, right? Get to enjoy this scenes in the train. Yes, and so if you're planning a quick getaway to Ibadan, especially for a weekend trip, this is honestly a solid option. So in my next video, I'm going to be talking about Agodi Gardens, which is the place we visited when we got to Ibadan. Agodi Gardens definitely exceeded my expectation. I wasn't expecting it. I have a lot of things to say about that place. So if you're interested to learn about that place, click on the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, so when I drop the video, you'll be the first person to get the notification.